first and foremost, as we always do, we can get on with our dudes of the week. I'm sure we'll have a lot from one or two teams, and definitely not. There better be not from a couple teams. But this is the first time I'm hosting. I'll graciously go last. I'll just pick the order with how I see it on the thing. Dylan, Nick, John, myself, and we'll go from there. So Dylan, do you want to kick us off with dudes of the week?
I will do one that's close to home. My boy Raul. Wolf's form is back, so you're welcome, Fulham. Don't have to think about Mitrovic anymore, but he's even heading it in now. So like, I think the injury's officially gone. Not great for when we have to face him in Copa America if he's playing like this, but I'm happy that he's back on his feet and absolutely crushing it.
Shout out to Raul Jimenez.
Si, senor.
I'll have to go with a little disappointing here that I didn't get some of my bold takes checked off here, but I'm happy for my boy Richarlison. Scored a brace and kept his shirt on twice. That's pretty damn impressive for him, so good for him.
No cards.
Yeah.
Self-restraint is his number one New Year's resolution, I feel like. Look, I'm going to go with one that I've said before, but the reason I'm bringing it up is a different reason now. You guys don't have to deal with the commenters that often in our shit. Whoever commented in and said Dom Solanke's not good, there were 3 of you. You guys are idiots. Dom Solanke's real good, and he could start on any Premier League team. Especially with how bad City's playing right now. He could start on any Premier League team.
You can't play on United, Nick?
No, he's not good. We just suck.
Oh.
I beg to disagree on that one. Yeah, beg to disagree on that one. Dom Solanke is not elite, but he's top tier. He's like the Joe Flacco, as we were talking off camera, of the Premier League. I think he's elite. So, shout out to Dom Solanke, and fuck the commenters.
All right, commenters, I'm going to give you a double whammy here. Marcus Tavernier is mine. 2 assists, even though Lucas Digne put me in my fucking place 1 week later after saying that he was overrated. Marcus Tavernier at least gets me back to 50-50 with 2 assists against Manchester United. And then I have to go, I think 2 weeks back to back, or maybe we didn't call him out explicitly in Dudes of the Week. I'm going John McGinn. Has to be. Absolute workhorse. He is what makes Aston Villa tick. The captain of that team. Absolutely. Let's put him up real quick. There we go. John McGinn, absolute fucking legend for Aston Villa. And probably one of the best weeks in their recent history, at least. So,
I think I'm going to do the rest of the pod like this, just to shout out Mr. McGinn. But I'm going to go to his teammate next. Just because it makes me question every time I see him if I love him or I hate him, and I think that's just an interesting mental conundrum to have to deal with yourself. Emi Martinez. I don't know. How do you guys feel? Do you like Emi? Do you hate Emi? I love the antics when it's not happening against City.
Yeah.
He's having a great year, though. Shout out to Emi.
I love Emi.
Love to hear it. Nick, you can go, I think.
Yeah, I took mine. So I'm pausing for a second. I know it took me a second. Well, I didn't want to do what I did last week, so I'm taking a nice, calm, extra second to pause. We're gonna jump across the water a little bit here. Very small little jump here across the channel, but we're gonna go with Girona, who is pulling off their best 15-16 impression of Leicester City, just absolutely smacking Barcelona. And the best part is that the starting right back for Girona was sent out by Barcelona to get more playing time, and he went out, which clearly a different rule than England, and I believe he was man of the match. If I might have missed it, but he apparently had an unreal game. So good for them. Love the little guy.
John, have you ever rooted against a team not to come in the top 3 positions in La Liga before? Or 4?
No,
I'm
not
pretty
really.
sure you can't play in Champions League if they make Champions League.
You think that's a rule?
That's a real rule.
That's what happened.
No,
it's going to happen. Yes, it is.
It's not going to happen.
It's literally what might happen to us if we make it. And
I mean, you're also relegated and not
you
allowed
better
to
hope
play,
to God that happens.
I'm just saying. It's a rule.
Could you imagine, though, like, that's
you have to
such
choose your
bullshit.
favorite club.
No, it's such bullshit for the Girona people that if, they do go top of the table, they're just not going to be able to play Champions League because there's no possible way. No possible way.
Well, yeah, I mean, City's going to finish 5th. What are you worried about?
Yeah, okay. Hopefully we get to play United 6 more times this year. We get top 4 for sure.
Oh, good.
That's the way you can get a win, apparently.
You want me to live anymore?
Dylan, I think it's your
I
turn,
lost
dude.
where we were. I lost
yes.
where we were.
All right, who's ready for Dylan to butcher some names? We're gonna do a shout out to the big old Toffees. Abdoulaye, did I get that right? Abdoulaye Decore. I know I could say Decore. So, absolutely crushing it. The new front man, taking over for DCL. So, I'm pretty sure he had a goal in this game, but I'm pretty sure he has like 4 or 5 goals in the last like 6 or 7, leading the resurgence for the non-getting relegated Toffees.
Big time.
Yeah, and I think number 3 is going to be James McAtee, just because his goal was a fucking pisser. It was a rocket, and honestly, anyone beating teams above me that I hopefully don't think are going to end up catching me, so we can get top 10. You're good in my book.
Shout out James.
Former City guy.
My last do of the week is relegation. Relegation battle heating up. 2 of the 3 teams getting points. Forest on the slide. It's going to get interesting. I think that gaining some points where they shouldn't gain some points is going to be interesting. It might be a 4-team race before we know it. Maybe a 5-team race if Palace keeps sliding.
Yeah. So I have just a typical older brother conundrum right now. There is definitely one shout out that needs to happen that I know would be geographically close to Michael to be able to do, and he hasn't done it yet, so I'm a little shocked. So I could either take that one and piss him off, or
Go ahead. I got two.
I got one that I think makes a little bit more sense for the vast majority of us on this podcast. I do think we need to shout out the Luton Town fans. I think Kenilworth Road is like, I can't believe how tough it has been to play for certain teams there. And you know what? I showed them a ton of disrespect beginning of this season, and we're not nothing if not a growing podcast, and we all grow throughout the year. So Kenilworth Road, the Luton Town fans, you deserve to be a dude of the week because the performances you're putting out there are top tier.
I just want to note, we do have a bold prediction that they will beat a top 6 team at Kenilworth Road, and they got one of them coming up in 3 weeks, it looks like. So, 2? You said 2 top 6?
I said
okay,
2.
well, you better hope. There's 2 very likely ones coming, but just saying. I thought it was just 1. All right, I'll put a bow on this one. Cucho Hernandez. I got the C and the H mixed up. Winning the MLS Cup for Columbus. It was actually a beatdown the first half. I thought they were going to get 3 or 4 after that. His penalties what kicked it off. Yaya Boa, right after that, 4 minutes later, beat LAFC. LAFC had not lost in the postseason playoffs. They were 7-0-0 through that point, and they also were 3-0 against Columbus Crew, outscoring them 7-0 in those 3 games. So huge hurdle for them. Just want to shout out my guy Lexi Lawless for that one too. Columbus Crew back on top again. Love to see it.
People are saying the
right.
lower.com field is the Kenilworth Road of the MLS. I'm just saying.
I mean,
I'll
some people 4 weeks ago, bet them to win it all. Just also saying.
Did you really?
Attaboy.
Dude, roll back the tape. I took them each leg of this, saying that they're gonna end up winning it.
But like before Philly was out, is that kind of messed up?
I said it. Well, they were on the up. They wouldn't have met until the conference finals. So at that point, I said it, and then Philly was out. So
what was the payout? If you don't mind me being so gauche to ask.
Well, they were plus 285 in every game until I think this last one, I don't know, it was like around 185, 200.
There you go.
So
yeah, they were favorites for this one.
They just wanted to avenge Dylan for last season, them getting robbed.
Yeah, I hate
we literally had a friend. We had a friend who was from the beginning of it, just betting the opposite way, so that whoever to beat Columbus Crew, $50 every time. He did it the whole time as good luck, so the Crew would win. So shout out to him as well. But love to see the Crew back on top. All right, dudes of the week, done and dusted there.